Appreciate you guys as always. Just so proud of our players and our staff. I mean, once again, I know I'm probably beating a dead horse talking to you guys every week, but had every reason to not put their head down and go to work and do it for each other, and they haven't done. They haven't flinched. Players or coaches, and just so proud of them. That's why in these moments I'm just so emotional for it, because I know not only reaping the benefits on the field, but I'm just such a firm believer that if you can grab hold of that hard work, do it with a smile on your face, do it for the person next to you, they're going to be elite in life. And at the end of the day, that's why we coach, is to create world changers that are desperately needed. And so just so proud of our players, our staff, and I have to give a shout out to Bronco Nation. I mean, you talk about packing this place out. This whole year, one of the best home attendance in history. And so Bronco Nation, I thank you dearly, because we're in this together. That's the beautiful part about Boise State, is it's a community. It's not just a football team, it's a community. And they bleed blue, we bleed blue together. And so doing what we did out there, that's for everybody. It's for our players, our coaches, this community. And I'm just so thankful to be a part of it. Our players and our coaches and Bronco Nation, they deserve all the credit.
Spence, I don't think 3 weeks ago anybody outside your locker room thought a Mountain West title was possible. Now you're basically in the game if UNLV wins on Saturday. What about this team? What about these players allowed this to happen?
It's a resiliency. And once again, even with everything that gone on, they never flinched. There was no convincing them, hey, everybody's starting to go this way. Okay, no, there's none of that. Our guys, right from Jump Street, it was, guys, we need 2 weeks. We need 2 weeks. And they were like, let's do this. Coach, we got your back. We're in this thing together. Let's go finish this right away. And resiliency of these leaders, this team, this staff, and that's why they deserve all the credit, because they never flinched. And that's why I'm so proud of them, proud of this group. They do it for each other. It's not for anything outside. It's for each other, because they love each other. We talked about on Thursday that love is sacrifice. Love is action. I think sometimes love can be thrown around as, oh, I love you. But if you love someone, you better be ready to sacrifice for them. You better be ready to do something that's uncomfortable for them. And that's what this group does for each other. They love each other. They care about each other. And it shows. That doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. We weren't perfect tonight. I'm sure not perfect. But I know we love each other. And I love those kids. And I'm so proud of them. Love the staff. Proud of our staff. And so them just being able just to take it one day at a time, that's what we talked about in the locker room. Asked for 2 weeks. They gave me that. They gave this place that. They gave Bronco Nation that. And now we have an opportunity to play in the championship.
I'm sure for you guys to, you said that you had the guys sit down in here, I'll write down 2 more on notepads and circle it. By doing that successfully, you get to earn another week with these kids, at least another week with these kids. What does that mean to you?
I'll probably start crying up here if I talk about that too much, Jay, just because these players have touched my heart, changed my life, and they impact me way more than I impact them. And I've told you guys that even the senior walk to start the game was emotional for me, because once again, my mind's going from recruiting process to who they were when they were 17 to who they are now. And then even fast forward in my mind to what they're going to do in life. And just so proud of this group. And I really believe that once you learn that hard work, doing a smile on your face, doing it together, these guys are going to change the world. That's what I told every single one of the seniors, is never settle for less. God has an amazing plan for your life. Never settle for anything less than that. Be on the attack, do it with a smile on your face, and they're going to change the world. And so having another week with them, being able to be around them another week, I wouldn't trade that for the world.
I'm sure what happens tomorrow won't change, how you feel about the last few weeks. But, just what are these next 24 hours, kind of waiting for that result, waiting to see what your Mountain West title chances are going to be? What's that going to be like, do you think?
I'll be watching the game. I can promise you that. But at the end of the day, it's in God's hands. And I trust Him. I trust that whatever happens is in His hands at this point. I'm proud of what we did. I'm proud of what our players did, what our staff did. Asked them for 2 weeks, and they did that. And at the end of the day, whatever happens after that, it's in God's hands. I know we'll be rooting for UNLV or however it turns out, but at the end of the day, just so proud of our players and staff.
Since you're now 2-0 as the interim head coach, what have these last 2 weeks been like for you, and how much do you want this head coaching job now?
No, great question. At the end of the day, it's all about these players for me. I'm focused on them, and we just won 2 games, and we have potential to go play in a championship, so that's my number one focus. At the end of the day, it's been amazing because I'm around these players. That's what makes this job amazing, is these kids, this staff, this place. It has nothing to do with, oh, I'm the head coach now, so that's why I like. No, it's another opportunity to impact these young men and them impact me. And at the end of the day, whatever happens after that, once again, I trust the Lord. I love these kids. I love this place. Very passionate about that. and that's my focus.
We saw you crowd surfing in the locker room. What was that moment like?
I was hoping they didn't drop me. At the end of the day, man, like I said, I'm probably beating a dead horse, but I get emotional because of how much I love these players, and my mind goes places because I think about what they've done for this place, and once again, what they've done for me, what they've done for my family. And so in those moments, seeing the smile on their face, all the work they put in, all the work that they put in to get to that point, seeing that joy in their face, that's what is just so rewarding for me.
Had you ever crowd surfed, and did you think you'd ever crowd surf?
Never crowd surfed. Not really my style. I don't know if I'd ever try to do it again on purpose. I can promise you that. But no, that's this group. This is an amazing group of young men. Once again, hats off to them. They deserve all the credit. Our coaching staff deserves all the credit. Never flinched. They deserve this.
Your defense in the fourth quarter, I mean, you get the sack from Simpson, Feely with the forced fumble, Canillo seals it. What can you say about your defense standing tall there at the end?
No, so proud of them. So proud of our defensive staff, our players, and especially, playing against the triple option attack. Just so much respect for what they do. They have answers for everything you do. They put you in conflict every single play. And so proud of our guys. Obviously, some things we didn't fit right to start the second half. Responding in it, getting them down, getting us a shot, staying in the fight, continue to swing. I'm proud of our players for that and our coaches, and we made some good adjustments. But more, at the end of the day, just proud of our guys finishing the game the way they did. They deserve it.
Ahmed, 8 straight games now with a sack, the longest in the nation. What can you say about that guy? He just finds a way to the quarterback,
A guy that adores his teammates and will do anything for his teammates. He deserves all the recognition he's getting right now. A guy that practices the exact same way he plays on that field. There is if you were to watch Ahmed's practice film and the game, it will look the same. He's that type of a competitor. He's relentless to be elite, and it shows up, and he deserves it. And even we talked about even earlier on in the season when maybe he wasn't getting some of the production, he was getting double teamed. We put him in a lot of different situations, and he's just continued to fight and grow, and he has. And he deserves all the recognition he's getting now because his best football is in front of him. Andrew Simpson, another one. Got banged up earlier on the year, kept fighting, working to get healthy. And he's worked to take over games these past 4 or 5 weeks. He's done a great job with it, even with a broken hand.
Ashton had 100 yards rushing, 100 yards receiving. If only the 6th time this has happened in program history. We've seen him do a lot this year, but does he still surprise you with, when he does something new?
No question. Once again, Ashton Genty, a young man that was fighting his tail off to get healthy, working harder than anyone, found a way to play against Utah State. He's living in the training room, practicing hard, and finds a way to come out on this field Saturday or Friday and do what he did. Loves his teammates. You talk about a young man that has also kept his head right down, worked his tail off because he loves his brothers next to him. He loves his coaches. I don't even know how much more I can talk about Ashton Genty because I'm going to start crying again because of what he does. And once again, everybody sees the plays on the field, and you can't miss them. And he deserves the recognition he's getting across the board. But watch him at practice. Watch him when he's in these meeting rooms. Watch him when he walks in. He's got a smile on his face. He loves his brothers. He's a young man that I'm very proud of, and obviously the sky's the limit for that young man.
His two touchdowns, kind of the first one, would kind of navigate his way, used his agility, and the second one he just powers right through the defense up the middle. Just what can you say kind of about the different things he can do and just score in multiple ways?
That's the thing about Ashton. He has a really big skill set. Not only can he make you miss in space, he can absolutely run you over too, which if you have that together, makes it elite running back, which he is.
You look at the Doak Walker Award, which goes to the best running back in college football. They released their semifinal finalist list. There's like 10 guys on there, and Ashton Genty's name was not one of them this week. I don't even feel like I can ask him if he's one of the 10 best. Is he the best running back in college football?
I watch a lot of tailbacks. I watch Ashton Genty every day. Absolutely he is. He deserves to be on that list. I don't know why he's not. He missed 2.5 games, but the production he has, he's leading all college football in yards from scrimmage. Why he's not on that list, I can't answer that, but he deserves to be on there, without question.
I thought Talon responded really well from a couple turnovers, especially the one in the first half. He threw a pick, but then led the team right back down there in that first half. Mm-hmm. What can you say about the resiliency of that kid just coming back,
So proud of Talon. And once again, this season has not gone exactly the way Talon's wanted it to go. But once again, a guy that comes to practice every day, walks in the meeting room with a smile on his face. Coach Hampton's did a great job with him, working with him, growing him, and he has. And not only that, he's grown in how he's leading this team too. And he's doing it with a smile on his face. He's doing it the right way. A guy that continually works to get better every single week. And so seeing him come back from a couple turnovers and continue to lead his team, make big-time throws, step up in the pocket, so proud of him. So proud of our offensive staff. Our offensive line did a great job again tonight. So just proud of the plan we put together and obviously made the plays when we needed to.
You look at the defense, and you know, I feel like early in the season you guys kind of lacked like game-changing type of plays. And now Andrew's got 13 tackles for loss in the last 6 games. Ahmed's had a sack in 8 straight games. Braxton Philly has 3 forced fumbles in the last 2 games. What is allowing this type of big game-changing play type production from these guys all of a sudden?
These guys are on the attack, and I can take zero credit for it. It's not, well, we changed this play call and we're doing this. We're obviously making adjustments when we need to, and we're making sure we're putting them in the right spot. But these guys are practicing with a certain mentality, and then when it goes to game time, they're on the attack. And when you do that consistently, the production is right there, and they've done that together. Once again, even at this point in the season, he's week 12. These guys are banged up. I mean, Ahmed's got tape on every joint of his body. Drew's got a broken hand. Still practicing, still working at it, doing it together, doing it for their brother next to him. And the production is a byproduct of the work they put in, and that's why the recognition they're getting, they deserve. Those kids deserve. They're on the attack, and they're both of them the best footballers in front of them.
How key was Alexander Toomer's performance against triple option?
Huge. I mean, at the end of the day, facing a triple option attack, all 11 have to be absolutely on point with my eyes, my keys, my reads, my fits, because they will find a way to exploit all 11 defensive players. Got a lot of respect to what they do offensively. And so from across the board, especially that boundary safety, we joke about it. In a triple option game, he probably ran close to a marathon in the game because of all the different movers and stuff he's got to track. And a guy that I just adore with not only his play on the field, how he impacts me every day. He's got a joke for me right when I see him. Doesn't matter what time of day, how beat up he is. He's going to put a smile on my face. He's going to put a smile on his teammate's face. And once again, he's going to go out to practice and work his tail off. And he's going to have a fun time doing it. And a guy that then consistently makes plays. Last week, he had a couple monster tackles in the game that maybe won't be talked about, but have potential to go big-time runs that Alex Tubner just finds a way to get him down. Same tonight. Some of those tackles Alex Tubner had tonight, too, were physical tackles. At the end of the day, that wears on an offense. That wears on those tailbacks, and he does it for his brothers. He does it for his teammates. Respect through the roof for Alex Tubner.
Probably played a little bit more tonight than he has in probably a while.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of his efforts and utilizing him against the triple option, obviously, and then he gets the game-sealing pick?
Yeah, so proud of Noe. I mean, we have used him in a lot of different spots this year. He's an extremely smart football player, savvy, and another guy that just comes to work with a smile on his face. I mean, at this point in the season, he's played really 3 different positions, and he's done it at a high level. And being able to come out, play against a triple option team, and they're in conflict a ton on the perimeter. The corner position, because not only are they dealing with them maybe just blowing the doors off and having to deal with deep shots, they're the first one to fit. And he did a great job tonight. So proud of what Coach Warren's done with that group. It was a big-time week for him, and they showed up. And I couldn't be happier that it was Noe at the end of the game that sealed it.
Probably hard to do so when you're coaching a close game, but did you get a chance to take in the atmosphere, and if so, what was that like for you?
Definitely not till that clock ticked 0. But then, I mean, once again, just our players, our staff, just overwhelming. The hugs, the coach, I love you. I mean, it touched my heart in so many ways just because I feel the exact same about them. And definitely after all of it, took a couple minutes, took a knee on the field, and I just said, thank you, Jesus. And at the end of the day, I give him all the glory. I give all the credit to these players, this staff, and so I was able to take a few moments on the field.
At the end of the first half there was a timeout where you guys wanted to try to get the ball back there that kind of allowed them to get that field goal at the end? Or?
Yeah, it's a situation I want to continue to look at. There was a couple different thoughts from our staff is trying to get the ball back. Were they going to try and just use the time to create a Hail Mary? And so definitely something I'll look at to see how we can play that better so we don't give up 3 points in that. At the end of the day, it was 4th and 9. We defensively, you give us 4th and 9, we got to win that every time. So, but definitely a situation I want to continue to look at.
Have you ever been more confident in a player than when you sent Jonas Thomas on the field? I mean, he just
lights out. Lights out. I mean, when he goes out there in the field, I'm fired up. I love his mojo. I love who he is, and so proud of that young man. So proud. And our team feels the same way too. When he goes out in the field, it's like it's money time. I mean, go do your thing, Jonah. And he goes out there, locked and loaded, bangs it, and he got me fired up tonight too. It was awesome.
It's only done by kickers, James Ferguson Reynolds. Apparently his new walkout song, by the way. I don't know if you heard that or not.
I didn't. I'm curious now. Yeah.
But that 70-yard punt. I mean, to snap it at your guys' 23 and end up at the Air Force 7.
Jay, and you guys all know, football is a game of momentum, right? As a coach, you're working your tail off to either A, keep it going, or B, if it's not going in your favor, we got to find a way to flip this. That's just sports in general. And so a play like that, not only is it a huge field position swing in a game where you need every yard, but the momentum gets the crowd back into it, gets them roaring. It's a huge play in the game. And he's done it consistently all year. And especially against an Air Force punt return team that's been really, really good. Blocked a bunch of punts. So Coach Warren, our staffs, did a really good job. That was a huge point of emphasis this week, is not only obviously the distance, but just getting it off. So proud of James and that whole unit.
I remember you saying last week that you wanted to spend a little bit more time with the players, so you might maybe delegated some of your normal defensive coordinator responsibilities to other guys.
Yeah.
Did you repeat that process again this week, Spencer? And then what is it about your process that has allowed you guys to establish maybe some of the consistency that, we heard this team, lacked consistently earlier on in the year?
Yeah. I mean, hats off to our staff. My number one focus every single day is all about our players. After practice, spending more time with them, loving on them, checking on them if there's anything we can do better, because that's why I am here. It is for them. It is not just about football. And so I tell our staff, like, hey, guys, I will get in there to watch practice when I get in there, and they do a great job right when I walk in, give me updates, hey, this is something we got to look at. This is a fit that might not be what we want. And our whole defensive staff has done a great job, not only from practice review to game planning, but hats off to them. Because like I said, they've taken a ton on their shoulders, so I give them all the credit.
I know you kind of said earlier on that, you'll watch the game tomorrow and stuff like that with UNLV and San Jose State, but I mean, do you even wait to that, or is the message like we're in the title game until we're not, or like?
There's no question. Before I leave, I'm downloading UNLV film. I can promise you that. And that's the same way our coaches are. I said we're playing in that game, and we did everything we should have these past 2 weeks, and that's happening. So let's go get ready to go to work.
How is that game different? It's been a little while since you guys have won it. You've played in a few of them, but how is that game different?
At the end of the day, you come to Boise State to win championships. It's right above. And that's why these players have come here. That's why these coaches have come here. And there's obviously a lot more that goes into it. We're judged off 12 nights a year that hopefully turns into 13 and 14. But at the end of the day, football-wise, that's why you come. And that's what I told them. That's why they came to Boise State. It wasn't for other reasons. It's for that. So at the end of the day, being able to work our tail off to get an opportunity to come back to that game, that's why they came here. And at the end of the day, I'm so excited for our team to work their tail off to be able to play in that game, and we'll be ready.
Could you have ever envisioned this just 3 weeks ago? I mean, could you ever, getting the crowd surfing, probably going to play in a Mountain West championship? Could you ever envision this, Spencer, at all? And just, man,
I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't let my mind go too far down the road, because even for coaches, there's a lot of uncertainty. And I told our players the same thing: is guys, I'm asking you to take this one moment at a time, 1 week at a time. I'm having to do the same thing. When I came home, my wife was asking me a lot of questions I didn't have a lot of answers to. And I'm telling babe, we love these players. We're going to finish this for them. It's all about them. And they've been extremely supportive. And so that's it. I haven't tried to look forward too much, but I do know, and I'm a firm believer, you handle one moment at a time, you handle one day at a time. The results are a byproduct of that. These 2 wins are a byproduct of our players and our staff taking it one moment at a time, one practice at a time, one day at a time, and then little by little, here we are 2-0 and got a shot to go play a championship.
Anything else?
Got one more, is that okay? And
You guys are good.
It's about recruiting. That's a delicate topic. I don't know if maybe it's happened, but you guys also landed a couple of verbal commits, at least on social media, it appears, while you have the interim tag. How was that happening?
Guys, I'll be honest with you. These young men call our staff, call me and say, Coach, I'm watching what's going on. I want to be a part of it. Family, same way. Coach, we want to be a part of it. We believe in what you guys are doing. We're in. And I say, come on, let's roll. Because these are young men that we've obviously been recruiting, we've known about, that we know fit this place, that fit this culture, that fit this community. And them being all in, even with this uncertainty, they belong here. And so I said, let's go to work. and it's been exciting. Got a couple more coming too, hopefully.
Anything else? All right, thank you.